Hello and welcome to The Works. I'm Ben Peltier.
And I'm Ben Che. Najwa Mahyadin was born and raised in Johor, Malaysia. As an adult, she studied contemporary writing and production at Berklee College of Music. She later moved to New York to live and sing, releasing her first album in 2011. Najwa will be in the studio with us later.
Also in part 2, we're looking at After Party, Collective Dance and Individual Gymnastics, a group exhibition by 5 Chinese artists. The exhibition is inspired by notes written by French philosopher Roland Barthes during a trip to China at the tail end of the Cultural Revolution.
First, though, like many other hard-working cities, Hong Kong would most likely find it hard to thrive as it does without the presence of female migrant workers from countries like the Philippines and Indonesia. The same story is repeated across much of the world.
Economic disparities mean many in poorer countries have to leave their own homes and work in the homes of others to survive and earn money for their families. And sometimes the work they do is considerably harder on them than domestic work. The challenges of the lives of female migrant workers is the subject of a current exhibition at the University of Hong Kong. We usually take it for granted that after long hours of work or study, we can return to our homes at the end of the day. For female migrant workers, though, worldwide, as in Hong Kong, the idea of returning home after work is just a dream. The exhibition visualizing the voices of migrant women workers at the University of Hong Kong provides a home-like space for visitors to relax while watching videos made by female migrants in places like the Netherlands, India, Taiwan, and Nepal. The women are participants in a range of media projects organized by Voices of Women Media over the past 10 years. The nonprofit organization focuses on teaching female migrant workers the skills to be video directors so they can share their stories. They may have often wanted to share the details of their physical labor and emotional hardship, but been unable to do so in words.
All of the women that I met with are so brave and so resilient and so open to showing their video, to working with us, and to deciding to choose to put their story into video is a very brave thing that not a lot of people can do. For example, in Amsterdam, working with sex workers, we worked for 6 months. And we started just by giving them point-and-shoot cameras and saying, go take these home and shoot a day in your life.
Conocí mucha gente. Dentro de eso conocí un chico llamado Guillermo. Tuvimos una relación.
And then after the photography session, we'd move into a radio session and say, okay, let's share any stories, let's do interviews. It's just your voices, so you can feel anonymous and you can feel safe. Because working with sex workers, it was always, it's a very sensitive topic about identity.
I think what they all have in common is that their migration and their presence in the countries that they live and work in remains somewhat precarious. Feelings of powerlessness, experiences of resilience, of struggle, resistance are common to all groups.
Then we have your talent, the actors, right? How many actors you need?
Running at the same time as the exhibition is a 6-week video workshop open to individuals and female migrant workers organizations. Those taking part include Lensational, Domestic Workers Empowerment Project, and Refugee Union. The Refugee Union has more than 3,000 members, 1/3 of whom are women. Uganda-born Adela Namagembe is a mother and a member of the group. She has been living in Hong Kong for 6 years. She says that for refugees, moving to another country is not a matter of free choice.
Sound check, ready?
Ready.
Action!
Adela says it isn't easy to live as a refugee or asylum seeker in Hong Kong, but she is doing her best to help other female migrants fit in, including encouraging them to join the workshop.
At the moment, for the women, being a refugee and asylum seeker, it affects us too much psychologically. Women, they are so vulnerable with this being from your original country to another country. Physically, you change. Emotionally, you change. Psychologically, you are affected. Tell us what you are affected.
Hong Kong as a whole can only benefit if migrant women workers have a more active role in sharing their stories and experiences. So it's not about other people talking for them. So I think the more narratives and experiences and stories and voices we have from them, the better it is for Hong Kong as a whole.